Hi everybody, Kirk here with Space Pickle Designs, and today I have a video featuring 3 bracelet tutorials using this month's bargain bead box in Dusty Rose. Like I said later in this video, I have no idea what is inspiring me about this box in particular because I'm not a pink person, I'm not a rhodonite person, but here we are. We've made tons of jewelry with it already, and so if you'd like to see how to make any one of these bracelets, and just keep on watching. Also, there will be another voting for the designs here, so 1, 2, or 3, please let me know in the comments which one you like the best, and I will see you there. Let's get into it. All right, so this is what this project is going to look like. So for a little design interest, I went with the darker set of rhodonite, a pinker set, a darker set, a pinker set, and then I spaced them with 3 of these lovely metal beads in between, and then I used the toggle clasp. Now, I am going to be putting this together in segments with copper 20 gauge wire, and I also have a selection of jump rings here, and I might use these. These are some that I've actually made myself, and they have 2 tones of copper. It's actually a copper and a rose gold. I'll zoom you in to show you kind of like some of that texture on there. And they're just really fun. I like those a lot. But they might just be too much, so we'll see. I also have some like a little bit more muted, and I think I will probably go with these muted ones, but we'll see. We'll try both. And these are very shiny still, even though they are muted. So anyway, let's make our components. So the first component I'm gonna make, and this is just so super simple because I want to make some projects from the box that require very little like stuff from your stash, because a lot of people are getting these boxes for the first time starting in 2025. So I'm gonna take all 3 of my beads, and I am going to make a simple loop on each side. Right. Take my component. Right, and I'm going to make sure that my loops are facing the same way. Here's my first component. So I'm going to do the same thing for all 3 of the rest, and I will meet you back. All right, so we have our 3 bead components made, and now we need to do the same thing for our metal beads. So again, with that same copper wire, I am just going to make 3 simple loop components with loops facing the same way. Here's our first one. There's the second one. And there's the third one. This next part is solely optional, but I'm grabbing some 26 gauge copper, and I'm gonna grab probably 6 inches. And I'm gonna take our 3 bead components. I'm gonna just do some slight wrapping. So I'm leaving just a little bit of tail, it just helps hold on to. We'll cut that off in a little bit. And so now we have just a little bit of interest on our components. I will cut off the tails on this, but I'll show you again really quick. Okay, we're taking about 6 inches. Taking another 3 bead component. I keep about just like enough to where I can get my thumb in there to hold it. Wrap it around twice. Wrap it around twice. Go to the next bead twice. And then our next bead twice. And then I cut it off. And so you can actually take, maybe you want to take 12 inches and you want to go back and forth. But I think this little level of detail here is going to be enough to give it that visual interest. So we'll do one more. Right. All right, so here's our little component. Very cute. I'll do the other one off camera. I'll snip off the ends and then I'll meet you back. So with our loops here, I've measured the bracelet and I actually don't need the jump rings, but if you were to add some jump rings, like say you take a component off, that's a big jump ring. It would look like this. I think the little swirly detail would look kind of cool. And so you're just adding a little bit of length there, but I actually found that I don't need that. So we'll see how it goes. I am gonna add 1 jump ring on each side for the clasp. So I will fast forward you through me just linking these together organically. All right, so here's our bracelet. And honestly, like, it doesn't look like, if you would say, like, if somebody was like, oh man, where'd you get those beads? Or like, where'd you get that bracelet? Oh, well, I made it from the bargain bead box. You wouldn't think that this is like a bargain piece of jewelry. But I mean, even just making this, you could at least make 3 of these, pretty sure, with all the components, right? And I mean, one of these looks like it could be $20, right? And so you're making 1 piece of jewelry that looks like it's worth the entire cost of the box. So I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna try it on and show you what it looks like. Here she is. Look at her. I love these beads. I just really like those dark ones. But just keep in mind, so this, when I measured it out with everything, it was almost 8 inches. And as you know, I have like a 6.5 inch wrist. Well, the thing that's gonna take up some of your length is the length of these components, right? They're a little stiff. So you're going to have to make your bracelet just a little bit longer in order for it to fit you. So don't let that length fool you when it, if you see that you're going over just a little bit. Here she is. Tell me what you think. All right, so for this one, we're gonna start out the same way with the like 3 segment sections, and you can definitely wire wrap these if you want, which I might do. I might go crazy wire wrap on these just to show you what it looks like. But I was very intentional, if you can tell down here, very intentional on matching the components with the color beads. So this is all from the same strand, but I made sure like I got 3 dark pinks, a brownish pink, brownish pink, and they're all like the same tone. Like this one's the same tone, they're kind of brown. And I think it just like makes it look a little more cohesive, but you definitely don't have to do that. Like, the world is your oyster, so to speak. And I am missing my pliers. Found them. All right. You can make pretty sizable loops. This is my loop. Oh, pretty big. You can make small loops. You can make big loops. You make it your own. All right. I'll just make one more. Let's pick up these really pink ones. I love 20 gauge. I know a lot of people are like 22 gauge people. What gauge wire people are you? Is that a weird thing to ask? Comment down below, let me know. All right, so I did 6 components, 3 of the dark, 3 of the light, and I think I want to make like a 2-strand portion of a bracelet. And just full disclosure, guys, like I'm designing on the fly, so we may be going back and forth, up and down, etc., etc. But I do want to use my twisty jump rings for this, just so we can kind of see what they look like. So these are my handmade ones, and you can make them with craft wire, because when you twist them this much, it actually work hardens the craft wire pretty good. So they're pretty sturdy. And the reason I'm doing this before I start adding wire is because it will, well, there's actually no reason, now that I'm thinking about it. I was gonna say like, you know, opening, when you put the wire on, it will kind of close, where you can like hinge that, the simple loop. So you know, you wanna make sure that you're either connecting them with jump rings or something else, because you won't be able to undo the loop once you have your wire on them, which is fine. But I'm just gonna make sure and use, I'm gonna account for this length of jump rings in the little portion of my bracelet. So we're just gonna go ahead and put those on now, and I will fast forward you through me putting them on the second one. So I took about 12 inches of that 26 gauge, and I'm only going to put copper wrapping on the light colored ones. I'm gonna let the darker ones speak for themselves. They're independent, you know? And so I'm just gonna start doing these wraps. And because I have such a length, I'm gonna go up and down. And what I do want to make sure is that I'm not crossing over the bead in the same spot, just to make it a little more interesting. Right. And I think 2 wraps per will be enough. And I'll go ahead and actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and cut these tails. And so you would really only need about 10 inches to do the double. And I will make sure to go back with my pliers. Just make sure you're tucking your tails in. Just feel them like that. Make sure there's no hokey bits. And here's what a double wrap one looks like. So I'm gonna do them for all the light colored ones, and I'm gonna allow the, you know, pink ones just to speak for themselves. We have our components there, and now what I want to do is I'm going to take my trash pliers. See, these are my good ones. These are my trash ones. And I want to see if I can cut this loop off. All right, so we do have a little bit of like a little metal showing here. It's not sharp at all. Let me see if I have any patina paint that kind of matches this real quick. So I have antique copper patina paint, and I'm not looking for it to be like perfect by any means. I'm just trying to get some of that, some of the, like that silver off of it, because we don't want silver. We'd rather have gold, copper, anything like more warm. So let me fool with this a little bit here, because I'm thinking she's clogged a little bit. Oh, she's definitely clogged. Let's get this needle through. Let's see if, oh, there we go. We did it. All right. And so I'm just gonna put just the tiniest bit. I don't have my brush around me, so I'm just kind of using the tip of the bottle. So you see how that looks? That looks really good. It's like a perfect match. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm going to put some permalac over top of it just to seal it. And then I will meet you back. So I have my component dry, and let me see if we can find, okay, there's just like a tiny bit of difference where you can see I painted that, but I actually put my matte permalac on there, and that's the finish, so it's like exactly the finish. So I am super happy about that. What I want to do now, I brought out this larger antique copper twisted jump ring. I'm gonna gather both of my strands. I'm gonna close that up, just kind of like that little it's kind of a statement. And then I have a regular copper 6mm, might be a 7, and I'm gonna find a place on this pendant to go, and I want there to be movement. Okay. So on the other side, I am going to join them again with another one of these larger jump rings, the larger decorative one. And I'm going to go ahead and add our lobster. So I did pull this lobster from our stash, and it's a big one, because for bracelets I like to have a big lobster. I don't know what it is, I just like the big lobster. And so this is the half of the bracelet that we have, and so as you can see, we don't need that much. We're gonna need like 2 inches, and I like the asymmetrical look on this because no matter which way it turns, there's like some interesting parts to it. So I did bring out these little guys, and I'm gonna make a 2-strand just beaded chain. Nothing special. I'll probably do 3 and see how long that gives me, because I still have to add them with the jump ring and everything. So I'll probably do 6 components, link them by 3s. We'll see, because I may not even need 3. I may only need 2, because I really don't like a loose bracelet for myself, to be honest. But these are some of the crystals from the box. I just picked the color that I liked, and you know, the cream colored ones could really work here too. I just kind of like these purple ones. They're pretty and they're sparkly. So I definitely wanted there to be like a contrast. All right. So here's our little component. I'm gonna make 3 of these on each side, join them, but I'll bring it back for that. I'm just gonna go ahead and make these components and I'll show you what I do next. So I've made the components. Let's just link them. You know what? Yeah, we'll keep them normal on this side because I don't need the length that those jump rings would give me. And I think this is just gonna, I like the contrast. I like there to be like different visuals. And we're still using the same metal tone, so it's like still appropriate, right? We'll see how it looks. We're just having fun, we're just playing, you know. So I have this, and what I think I'm gonna do is, in order, well, I don't need the length, so what I am gonna do is connect these two with a larger jump ring like this, and I'll see if I can actually, I don't know if that's gonna be too off in my opinion, because we do need some room right here, because these are kind of big crystals, but I will need a second jump ring to make it lay right. So again, I'm just finding the opposite side of this pendant, attaching it. Oh, there's a lot going on. All right, and then with this, again, another larger jump ring, and this is where we will put on our extender chain, which we are gonna make from jump rings. So I'll go ahead and close this. All right. And let's see what it's looking like on length. Yeah, it's just about perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a chain. We could use the twisted jump rings, or we could use these really nice. I think I'm gonna use these nice ones. I mean, not that the ones I made aren't nice, it's just I kind of want it to look like a chain, right? So instead of just decorative, so we're gonna get some of these sizes out of this mixed bag I have. These little mixed size bags are just so handy, and so I'll probably do, we'll see how long this takes us. Because I do want there to be a dangle, and it's actually gonna dangle at the right spot. I hate when there's a dangle like here. Our dangle is gonna be like right here because that's where our connection point is gonna be. And I actually like that. It's like a little accent. The reason I hate it under, like that under part right there, is because I type a lot on my keyboard, and I don't like resting my, wrist on a bead. It's like I'm a princess in the P. That's what it feels like. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put this 6th one on, and then we'll attach our dangle. What do we want our dangle to be? We could take one of those pendants and make it a dangle, which I am tempted to do. Oh my gosh, can I pick one up? Thank you. And I think I will. I think I will, because we have a lot going on in terms of beads. So if this will work, then I'll just let that be it. Right. So here's our 2-strand madness, asymmetrical beaded bracelet. I'm gonna clean this up and I'm gonna try this on, and I'll show you what it looks like. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is actually one of my more favorite ones that I've made in a while. I do love that the dangle is off to the side. I think that is so, ooh, I think I'm gonna do that from now on, because it doesn't get in the way, like when you put your you put your wrist down. See, look, she's off to the side. Ah, did I just make something that I loved? I don't know. So some options here. If you wanted to make this just extravagant, you can attach jump rings all around this guy and do like little, you know, your little bicone dangles or whatever you want to do. I thought that, you know, I thought it had enough going on with it that I just left it plain. But yay, you know, you could do whatever you want. You could replace this big one with one of these twisted jump rings to kind of like mirror it or whatever. You could just keep it all copper, whatever you want to do. There's lots of options here. I am satisfied with the route that I chose with this one. Look at her. She's cute. She's cute. All right, everybody. So this one is for my beginners who just like, or people who just like simple jewelry. I am going to just do an alternating kind of pattern here with the dark rhodonite that I got from my strand. So what I have left here is mostly like the pinky ones, which is okay because they match each other. And I mean, okay, so we've made so much jewelry and look how much beads I still have left. It's crazy. All right, so I'm just simply gonna do an alternating pattern. I played around with the idea of putting some of the bead caps on there, and you can do that. But I'm not going to because I want this to be just simple and easy to wear. And this, the black, I don't know if it was black onyx or spinel, which one was it? Let's see. Neither, it was black tourmaline. So what I am gonna do is go ahead and I'm just gonna make this easy on us. I pulled a magnetic clasp from my stash and this was the only antique copper one that I had. So I am going to go ahead and crimp directly on to the Softflex black onyx heavy, or this is medium actually. And I'm gonna take my magic crimpers. Let's see if this works. And I'll tell you, their copper crimp tubes are just so much stronger than the other one. They're like super thick. So just be prepared. And in order to hide my tail, I am gonna see if I can put one of these rhodonite beads on to hide that tail. I was gonna start with the black, but that's all right. And so I'm just alternating. I'm making it super easy. I like to have different options in these like multi videos because it's like some people don't want to spend that much time doing that last one that I did. That one took a little bit. It was fun though. Look at that. It's so moody. I love it. And we're still gonna have tons of beads left over. I may not even use all of these. It's very classy. So I am picking the darkest ones out of the bunch here. Even out of the dark ones that I picked from the, kind of like that. I'm just liking the moodiness of this one. So let's see if I need to add, which I do think I will. I need like one more, so I'll pick the darkest out of the ones that I have. So this one does have a little more pink on it, but that's okay. I'm going to put the crimp tube. Let's see what it looks like. Just want to see if it's going to fit me because I'm going to be the only one wearing it, probably. So yeah, it will. I may just add one more. Right. Let's get it moved over. Here, crimp it to the other side. Okay. So easy, so beautiful and moody though. I love it. Love it. There's a little bit of play, but not too much. The loops are looking about the same. I'm magically crimping. Go ahead and take that off. Okay, let's see her. Oh man, look at her. And she's got like a little flower, like antique copper flower as the clasp, so you can put it on top, you can put it on the bottom. I like this one. I think this one probably will get the most wear just because it's so simple. I know a lot of times, you know, when you got the bigger bracelets, the one that I just made, like that second one, sometimes you're just like, I'm just wearing a sweatshirt. You know what I mean? I mean, you can wear whatever you want, but like sometimes it feels like, you know, maybe I just need to wear something simple, you know? So I'm gonna lay out all 3 bracelets on the mat and then we'll take a look at them. All right, my lovely pickles. So I hope you enjoyed these tutorials. It was a lot of fun. I think this is the most I've made from a bargain bead box in quite a while. And I swear I don't like pink that much. I really don't. And I don't like rhodonite hardly at all. And I just don't know why that this box is speaking to me in the way that it is. I don't know. How are you guys feeling about it? So yesterday when I posted the earrings, I had you guys vote and it was really interesting to see which ones that you guys picked. So I would love for you to do that again. Please pick either 1, 2, or 3 and we will see who wins in the comments. All right. So I hope you're staying safe and well and I will see you in the next one, hopefully tomorrow. And see you later. Bye.